Welcome back to ADCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we're unraveling a tangled web of secrets, betrayals, and unexpected twists in Port Charles. As the drama intensifies, lives hang in the balance, old rivalries resurface, and dangerous cover-ups threaten to spiral out of control. Stay tuned as we break down every shocking revelation and explore the impact these events will have on our beloved characters. A life hanging by a thread at GH, will Lucky Spencer survive? The halls of General Hospital will be filled with panic and desperation as Lucky Spencer's life slips through the cracks. Doctors and nurses will scramble in a whirlwind of urgency, their voices tense and filled with determination. Beeping monitors will signal a rapid decline in Lucky's condition, sending waves of fear through his loved ones. Aidan Weber, his young heart heavy with dread, will plead with Laura Collins and Lulu Spencer, his voice breaking as he cries out that his father is dying. The sight of his son in such despair will shake Elizabeth Baldwin to her core, forcing her to fight back her own emotions. Lulu, ever the fighter, will do her best to keep Aidan calm, but her own fear will be impossible to ignore. They'll save him, Aidan. They have to, she will whisper, though uncertainty will flicker in her eyes. Portia Robinson, fully aware of how high the stakes are, will make a split-second decision. With a deep breath, she will prepare the defibrillator, sending powerful electric shocks through Lucky's body in a desperate attempt to restart his heart. Outside the operating room, Laura will hold her breath, praying for a miracle. What if this is the end? What if her son never opens his eyes again? The wait will be excruciating. Minutes will feel like hours. But finally, the tension will break, Lucky's vitals will stabilize, and his heart will resume its rhythm. Relief will flood the room, but the battle won't be over just yet. Even though Lucky has managed to cheat death this time, his family will still face an anxious wait to see if he'll fully recover. A shocking revelation, Sasha's baby daddy's secret blows up. Across town, a completely different kind of drama will unfold as Sasha Gilmore Corbin makes a confession that could send shockwaves through Port Charles. Sasha has always been known for her resilience, but this secret has been eating away at her. She will finally reach a breaking point, and the truth will come tumbling out. But who will she confide in? Maxie Jones seems like the most likely confidant. After all, they've shared struggles before. If Maxie is the one to hear this revelation, she'll be floored by the news. Michael Corinthos is the real father of Sasha's baby. This bombshell could cause absolute chaos. Michael has been focused on his life with Willow Tate, who has been through her own set of hardships. But how will she react when she finds out the man she loves may have fathered a child with another woman? Will she walk away from their relationship? As Sasha wrestles with the consequences of her confession, Michael will be left in the dark, at least for now. But Port Charles is a town where secrets never stay buried for long. What happens when the truth finally reaches Michael's ears? Brother versus brother, can Jason and Drew ever reconcile? Meanwhile, at Drew Quartermain's house, tensions will reach a boiling point as Jason Morgan makes an unexpected move. Jason, always the strategist, will choose to handle things differently this time. Instead of launching into another conflict, he will offer Drew a truce. But will Drew be willing to accept it? That remains to be seen. Ever since his return, Drew has been more unpredictable than ever. His trust in Jason has been shattered, and his willingness to listen is at an all-time low. While Jason may believe they need to work together, Drew sees things differently. The conversation between them will be laced with years of unresolved resentment. You expect me to just forget everything, Jason? To pretend none of it ever happened? Drew will demand. Jason, calm and unwavering, will reply, I expect you to do what's smart. This uneasy meeting could end in a handshake or in an all-out brawl. Either way, one thing is clear, the bond between these brothers will never be the same. Jocelyn's nightmare, a deadly secret and a dangerous cover-up. Jocelyn Jacks will be facing the worst moment of her life. She killed Cyrus Renault. The weight of what she's done will crash down on her, leaving her completely shaken. Her hands will tremble as she stares at the lifeless body before her. Did she really just do this? There will be no time for second guessing. In a state of sheer panic, she will call Jack Brennan, desperate for help. If there's anyone who knows how to handle a situation like this, it's Brennan. But when he arrives, he will immediately make it clear that they have two choices: involve the cops or take care of this themselves. Jocelyn will hesitate. Is covering this up really an option? She never wanted to be in this position. But Brennan, who has dealt with his fair share of problems, will make it known that he prefers the latter choice. The cops will ruin your life, Jocelyn. We handle this now, or we don't handle it at all. But the clock will be ticking. Dante Falconeri will already be on Cyrus' trail, convinced that there's no way the criminal could have truly disappeared. And Jordan Ashford will be looking deeper into Cyrus' past, retracing his steps and examining every possible hideout. If they connect the dots, Jocelyn's secret could be exposed before she even has a chance to think. Will Brennan succeed in covering this up? Or will Jocelyn's guilt lead her to make a dangerous mistake? Brooklyn's hidden past, a secret baby, changes everything. At the same time, another revelation will send shockwaves through Port Charles. Brooklyn Quartermain has been keeping something huge from Harrison Chase, and the truth is about to come out. She will finally admit that years ago, she had a baby. A secret she never intended to share, but now it's out in the open. The confession will hit Chase like a ton of bricks. He thought he knew everything about Brooklyn. But how could she have kept something so important from him? Brooklyn will open up about her teenage pregnancy, the difficult choices she made, and why she believed keeping it hidden was the best decision. But will Chase be able to understand? Or will this be the end of their relationship? What's next for Port Charles? With secrets unraveling, relationships being tested, and life or death situations unfolding, the coming days in Port Charles promise to be absolutely explosive. Will Lucky fully recover? Will Jocelyn and Brennan succeed in their cover-up? Will Jason and Drew put aside their differences? And how will Michael react when he learns he has another child? Next, we're diving into a whirlwind of drama, intrigue, and emotional confrontations in Port Charles. From shocking confessions to life-or-death struggles and high-stakes power plays, this episode will leave fans on the edge of their seats. Let's break down all the jaw-dropping developments. A high-stakes battle over Sonny's empire. In a tense meeting at the mayor's office, Anna Devane, Laura Collins, and Jordan Ashford will find themselves at a crossroads. The topic at hand? A strategic move that could change the power dynamics in Port Charles forever. With Drew Quartermain proposing to take control of Sonny Corinthos Piers for the new Esplanade, the discussion will take a sharp turn toward the ethics of this operation. The three women will weigh the risks carefully. Sonny has long been a master manipulator, always a step ahead of his enemies. But with Drew offering his assistance, Anna will suggest that this might be their best shot at finally dismantling his empire. Jordan, however, will raise a red flag. Drew's alliance with Jens is troubling, and she fears this partnership could lead to unexpected consequences. Yet Anna remains steadfast. If we can control Sonny's ports, we control his entire operation, she will argue. But is Drew truly an ally, or does he have his own agenda? With tensions rising, Laura will remain skeptical. The lines between right and wrong are becoming increasingly blurred, and this power play could set off a chain reaction that no one can predict. A desperate fight for survival, Lucky's life hangs in the balance. Meanwhile, in a far more immediate crisis, Elizabeth Baldwin will find herself in the midst of a terrifying scene at her home. With Cyrus Renault having already injected Lucky Spencer with Digitalis, the stakes will be life or death. Everything will happen in a blur. Lucky will struggle, trying to fend off Cyrus, but his body will already be weakening from the effects of the deadly drug. Before Liz can react, Cyrus will lunge at Lucky, his hands closing around his throat in a brutal attempt to finish him off. With her heart pounding, Liz will grab her phone and frantically call 911, her voice shaking as she pleads for help. But time is slipping away. Lucky's eyes will begin to flutter, his strength fading as Cyrus tightens his grip. Summoning every ounce of courage, Liz will leap forward, knocking Cyrus off balance just enough for Lucky to break free, but the damage has already been done. As Cyrus bolts from the house, Lucky will collapse onto the floor, his breathing shallow. Liz, barely holding back tears, will start CPR, pressing down on his chest as she begs him to stay with her. This is a fight against time, and with every passing second, the odds will grow worse. Will Lucky survive, or will Cyrus claim yet another victim in his endless pursuit of power? Lulu's guilt, a shocking revelation at Deception. Across town at Deception, Dante Falconeri will break devastating news to Lulu Spencer. Brooklyn Quartermain and Chase have just learned that they cannot have children. The revelation will hit Lulu hard. Instantly, her past words will come rushing back to haunt her. Not long ago, she had playfully teased Brooklyn about having the perfect husband with whom she would have perfect babies. But now, those words will feel like daggers. Struggling with guilt, Lulu will express concern over how Brooklyn must be handling this heartbreaking situation. Dante, however, will provide some insight. The issue, he'll reveal, isn't with Brooklyn, it's with Chase. This will add a new layer of complexity to the situation, and Lulu will begin to understand just how much of an emotional toll this must be taking on both of them. Still, Lulu knows Brooklyn better than most. She has always been driven, determined, and relentless in pursuit of what she wants. And right now, there's no doubt in Lulu's mind Brooklyn wants a baby. Dante, ever the voice of reason, will try to offer a different perspective. We both know what it's like to be parents, he'll say. I just want that happiness for them, too. But he will also express frustration that Lulu doesn't see the Brooklyn he sees, the one who, despite her flaws, loves deeply and fights fiercely for what matters most. The question remains, how far will Brooklyn go to make her dream of motherhood a reality? Brooklyn's secret, a confession that changes everything. Back at home, Brooklyn Quartermain will return to find Harrison Chase waiting for her, and he's got something special planned. The bedroom will be transformed into a romantic haven. Rose petals will be scattered across the bed, and Chase, clad in nothing but sexy red undies, will be waiting for her. He will flash her a teasing smile. Valentine's Day isn't over yet, he'll murmur, pulling her into a passionate kiss. For a brief moment, Brooklyn will feel truly happy. But then, the reality of their situation will come crashing down on them. She adores Chase, she cherishes every moment with him, but deep down, she knows he's hurting. Chase will shift uneasily, his voice heavy with emotion. I can give you romance, Brooklyn, he'll say. I can give you passion. But I can't give you what you really want, a baby. Brooklyn will feel a pang of sorrow, but she will quickly push past it. Their marriage is about more than just having children. They took vows, for better or for worse. She will remind him that they still have options. They can adopt. They can foster. They can create a family in so many ways. She will even bring up Ned and Leo, Monica and Jason, proof that love, not biology, makes a family. No matter how we bring a child into our lives, she'll insist, that child will be part of both of us. But Chase, ever the romantic, will struggle with this. More than anything, he wants Brooklyn to experience pregnancy, to feel the miracle of carrying a life within her. His voice will be laced with regret. I wanted that for you, he'll admit. And that's when it will happen. The moment that will change everything. Brooklyn will look at Chase, take a deep breath, and finally blurt out the truth, she's already had a baby. Silence will stretch between them. Chase's expression will shift from confusion to shock. What does this mean? Why has she never told him before? Who is the child, and where are they now? This revelation will rock their relationship to its core. The love between them is strong, but will it be strong enough to withstand the weight of this secret? What's next for Port Charles? From Lucky's battle for survival to Brooklyn's earth-shattering confession, the coming days in Port Charles will be filled with emotional turmoil, shocking twists, and high-stakes decisions. Will Lucky survive Cyrus's ruthless attack? Will Drew's alliance with Jen's backfire? Will Jocelyn uncover the truth behind Brooklyn's hidden child? And how will Chase react to the revelation that the woman he loves has been keeping a life-changing secret from him? Next, we have an exciting episode filled with drama, emotional confrontations, and unexpected alliances. Curtis Ashford seeks the help of a trusted family member to stop a rising adversary, while Jason Morgan wrestles with his demons and a path toward reconciliation. Meanwhile, Drew Kane makes a bold move for love, but will it be enough to convince Willow Tate to take a leap of faith? Stick with us as we dive deep into all the twists and turns in Port Charles. Curtis Ashford's power play, seeking Stella's help at the Savoy. As the last guests filter out and the night settles into a quiet hum, Stella Henry arrives to meet her favorite nephew, Curtis Ashford, for a late-night drink. It's clear from his demeanor that Curtis has something serious on his mind. This is not just a casual family catch-up. As they sit down, Portia Robinson briefly joins them, but before leaving, she gently reminds Curtis, "Don't stay out too late. We'll talk at home." It's a small but telling moment, one that hints at the weight of Curtis's struggles. Once alone, Stella eyes Curtis knowingly. She has always been able to read him like a book. "All right, Curtis. Out with it. What is this really about?" she asks. Curtis, hesitant at first, finally admits the truth. He needs a favor only Stella can provide. He brings up her long-standing friendship with Congressman Doug Henderson, a man whose influence could help Curtis in his battle against Drew Kane. Drew is not the man they once knew. He has become vindictive, unpredictable, and an outright obstacle to Curtis's vision for the future. Curtis lays it out plainly. Drew has made it his mission to block every single one of Curtis's projects, and it's time to put an end to it. Stella, always fiercely protective of her family, listens intently. She nods, already making her decision before Curtis even finishes speaking. "I'd be happy to help you, sweetheart." She knows Drew has become a force to be reckoned with, but she also sees the bigger picture. Drew is lashing out because Curtis dared to hold a mirror up to him, forcing him to see the man he's become. Stella holds Congressman Doug Henderson in high regard, but she agrees that he should know the kind of snake Drew is turning into before he gets too deeply involved with him. Looking at Curtis with admiration, she places a reassuring hand on his. "You've come a long way, Curtis. I'm proud of you." With Stella's promise of support, Curtis now has a powerful ally in his corner. But will it be enough to counteract Drew's growing influence? Jason Morgan's internal struggle, the path to redemption. Fresh out of jail, Jason Morgan finds himself at a crossroads. Instead of heading straight back into the criminal underworld, he makes an unexpected stop: Sam McCall's grave. Standing there in the still night air, Jason wrestles with his next move. His mind is filled with conflicting thoughts: a desire for vengeance against Cyrus Renault versus the promise he once made to Sam. Echoes of Sasha Gilmore Corbin's recent words haunt him. She reminded him that Sam would never have wanted him to put his thirst for revenge above what's best for their son, Danny. Jason clenches his fists, his expression unreadable. He knows she's right. Killing Cyrus would bring a fleeting sense of justice, but what about Danny? What about the future he has left? Could he truly justify putting himself back in the line of fire when his son still needs him? The answer becomes clear. With a deep breath, Jason makes his decision. He chooses his son. Determined to take a different path, Jason heads to Drew's house, ready to make peace. But when Drew opens the door, the air is thick with tension. Why the hell would I want to make peace with you? Drew spits, his voice laced with resentment. Jason remains stoic. He's here to fix things, not to fight. But can the damage between them truly be undone? Drew's big move, a dream home for Willow. Meanwhile, Drew Kane has been making moves of his own, but in a very different way. His heart is set on Willow Tate, and he's ready to prove just how serious he is about building a life with her. In a grand romantic gesture, Drew surprises Willow with a brand new house, not just for himself and Scout, but for her and all of their children. The house is stunning, a perfect blend of elegance and warmth, spacious yet cozy, with enough room for their blended family to finally find peace. As Drew walks Willow through the home, he paints a picture of their future together. This house isn't just for me and Scout. I always intended for this to be our home, the place where we build our life together. He describes how each child would have their own room, how they could install a beautiful swing set in the backyard, how their family could finally have a place to breathe and just be happy. For a moment, Willow is touched, moved by the vision Drew is laying out before her. But doubt creeps in. Her kids have already been through so much, moving back and forth between the Quartermaines, Ninas, and now this? She wants stability for them, and as much as she loves Drew, she's not sure if this move is the right choice at this time. Drew, however, believes this house can be that stability. Still, Willow hesitates. She's still legally married to Michael, and more than that, Wiley is expecting his father to return. How can she make such a big decision before Michael even comes home from the clinic? Drew doesn't push. He understands. He assures her that the house isn't going anywhere. Whenever she's ready, it will still be here, waiting for her. With a soft smile, he offers to take her home to her beautiful children. The house may be ready, but is Willow? Only time will tell. What's next for Port Charles? From Curtis's high-stakes maneuvering against Drew to Jason's battle between vengeance and family, and Drew's romantic gamble with Willow, Port Charles is heading into a storm of emotions and power struggles. Will Curtis and Stella succeed in putting an end to Drew's growing influence?